Okay, so we're back for episode 23 of Unknown to World Known. We're going to start things off with our season review for the 2023-24 season. Of course, we joined for the 2024 half of that season. So these are the players that were brought in. So if we look at who they brought in by themselves, signing of the season going to James Wilson, my signing. Linder getting a B+, he was my signing. Norris, A+. Ford with a B. Allsop, I think, was my signing. Was he? Yes, no, he wasn't. So just those four were. However, also coming in was Crawsdale, Steve Fox, and James Wilson getting the B+. Outgoing, I don't think I sold anyone outgoing, but moving on to the season results. So the overall board expectations were playoffs. My expectations were top half due to the situation they were in when I joined. And since I joined against Plymouth, if you look at the league, since I joined, we had 2 losses. Before I joined, 10. So you can see we really did turn the team around there. In the FA Cup, they only reached the first round, but knocked out by Forest Green, nothing to do with me. Knocked out by Stoke in the Carabao Cup, nothing to do with me. And in the Papa John's Trophy, knocked out in the group stage, nothing to do with me. But that's fine. Our biggest win, a 4-0 win against Stockport County. Moment to remember was a 3-0 win against Scunthorpe just before I joined. And the goal of the season was a goal from Norris against Bradford. So this is a goal that got goal of the season for us as Norris breaks down the left against absolutely really, and in fact that one I believe was on camera. Very nice finish, a very nice run. That was a very good goal from Norris, to be fair to him. Finance wise, our sponsorship has gone up a bit. Broadcast revenue gone down. Everything else gone down. No prize money, which is strange. Shirts wise, we sold 2,492, a far cry from the 94 that we sold at Asker. Ikpeazu, Wilson, Scully, Ford, and Mitchell. One of the first times I've seen a goalkeeper included on those. How we lined up, so wonder how this compares to what I lined up with. Mitchell, Noyle, Hockenhull, Hayden, Ruffin, that's all about right. Savage and Sutton, when I first joined, yes, that's changed a bit since then. Ford on the right, that's my signing. Archibald on the left, I would say Norris goes there. Norris, sorry. And then Ikpeazu and Scully, I would have James Wilson up front every time. Accolades wise, no achievements for myself. Fans Player of the Year was Aaron Hayden. Young Player of the Season, Ben Hockenhull. James Wilson with signing of the season. Goal of the season was James Norris. Top goal scorer, Ikpeazu with 15. Charlie Savage with 7 assists, the most for our team. Ikpeazu got 4 man of the matches. Aaron Hayden with highest average rating of 7.0. Most clean sheets by a player in a season going to Jonathan Mitchell with 17. I believe that's a club record, and also the highest transfer fee paid for James Wilson, but that has been worth every penny. So this is the best 11 in their history. Mitchell, Noyle, they're roughened. Jackson and Walsh aren't here anymore. Archibald, Scully, and Ikpeazu all still here. Natsos was a shame because he was probably our best player when I joined, but because we couldn't get a work permit for him, I had to sell him. It wasn't something I wanted to do. So let's look back over a season. Some fans might want to. We've already gone through that. So overall, we were quiet but impenetrable, and slightly passive but clinical. We will look to improve that towards a bit more clinical next year. Overall, We're about right for average goals per game. We conceded more than the average. Expected goals against was quite high. That's something we definitely need to change. I don't know how much of that was before I joined. I would say we've been quite solid at the back since I joined. So next season they want us to reach the playoffs, and then 1 year later gain promotion. That sounds fine for me. What we are going to do, we're going to try it. It's required. Never mind. I wanted to get rid of the sell players for a profit, but we're not able to. So everyone's going for their mid-season break now. At their end of season break. James Wilson, I just like to say, came in. He got 7 goals in 16 games after joining in January. I think next year he could be in some real good form, and if he can be, we could be somewhere near the top of the table. I think between him, Ikpeazu, and Scully, we've got a good set of strikers. Team report wise, if you have a look, it's definitely our midfield that we need to strengthen the most. Those midfield two, we don't have much for options at the back. We could probably do with a bit of strengthening at centre back as well. But I think strikers is probably our strongest point at the moment. Maybe one more backup we could do with, and then hopefully we can get Norris for another year. If we can, that'll probably be our left wing sorted out. So that's going to be our focus, is midfield and the centre backs, and then a bit of squad depth throughout the team, really. So we'll be back next with a roundup of our transfers, and I'll let you know who we've signed. Okay, so we're back after the transfer window. We're ready to play Newport County on the opening day, but first of all, we're going to have a look at what transfers we have made. So was there any that slipped on at the end of last year? There was Dean Smith coming in from Liverpool, an 18-year-old. He's going to be playing central midfield. He looks quite good, and we're going to train him up there. He's only 18, and he already looks very good there. And also Peter Hans coming in, a right winger, formerly of Manchester United, who's not perfect, but I think he's got a lot of potential there. So right wing is something where I did want someone strengthening there. We also have on loan Mile Svitanovic, who can play left back and, more importantly, centre back. That's where he's going to be playing for us for the most part. Brennan Camp coming in from Bournemouth on a free transfer. Another centre back, as I mentioned, it was somewhere I really did want to strengthen. We've brought in Jack Ruddy, a goalkeeper. He's come in from Chesterfield on a free transfer. That was mainly because where's his transfer out? Here we are. Jordan Mitchell has left for 250,000, rising to 350,000. They offered me 100,000. I more than doubled it, and they called my bluff, so I had to let him go. Joling coming in from Crystal Palace. We have had to pay for him, but I think he looks very good. Lots of potential at centre back, so I think he'll be a good signing for us. Daniel Ksoska coming in at centre back as well. He also looking very good on a free transfer. Bobby Carroll, a central midfielder, formerly of Everton. He's come in, and again, lots of potential. He's already quite good as it is. Vinny Dwyer coming in as a primary left back. He's coming in to rotate with Ruffin. Norris is back on loan for the year as well. And also bringing in a left winger in Charlie Whitaker from Everton. Small fee paid, but 275,000. But I think he'll, again, be a very good player. And hopefully a few of these we might be able to aim for this target of sell players for a profit. Hopefully we can start doing that with some of these new signings. So as you can see, we have got quite a big squad now. Might try and get rid of a few players here and there to try and get rid of that. However, finances wise, we're within our wage budget, and we've got a lot of transfer budget still left over. So if we knock that up, we're even more in our wage budget. We'll be fine there. No worries about finances here. So let's get into the Newport game. Okay, so to start our first game of the new season, we're going with Ruddy in goal, a back four of Sutton, Hockenhull, Kschoska, and Ruffin. Midfield of Lindo, Smith, Ford, and Norris on the left wing. Ikpeazu and Wilson up front together. We've had a couple of injuries before the season's even got underway. Noyle, main right back, being one of the main ones. I think it was a torn hamstring. I think it was definitely something torn. I think it was his hamstring. So that's not a great start for us, the fact that we were without him, but hopefully we can make it not matter in this game. Newport County, I'm not sure how they got on last year. I think they were kind of in mid-table, maybe just inside the lower half. And so far, nothing happening. We get the first highlight nearly 40 minutes in, and it's a poor free kick from Ruffin, allowing Newport County a chance to get a run at a goal. And it's an easy save for Ruddy. And that was... Did we really need a highlight for that? That was very poor. Not very interesting at first half at all. So we're going to point our finger, tell them that we're not happy with that because... Oh, Joe Maguire coming on. Levi Sutton's been given a booking as Smitham stands over a free kick. Plays it to Iqbal and Mundell, looking for Stevens over the top, who sends them wide, and it's... Oh, that is just such a lucky goal. That is such a lucky goal. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a nicely worked bit of play. And the cross is quite good from Maguire. But Ruddy has that covered every day of the week, and Soska just getting in the way. And they're playing a 3-5-2. That's something you don't see very often. And we seem to be struggling with the way they are in midfield. Maybe we need to add something extra in there as Hockenhull gets the clearance. Ikpeazu deals with that. And they're sending it forward again, and Samuels caught it very nicely. But we do manage to get a save on it there. The ball goes in, Hockenhull heads away. And Norris now picking that up and gets tackled by Samuels on that left-hand side. We definitely need to be looking at changing something soon as Brain lumps it forward towards Harker, who brings it down. And Mayer. And they've got so much control here. Ball in towards the far post. Sutton does well to get the block on it. And now Ikpeazu picking it up in space. He's running forward. Ball goes in. Wilson gets the goal to make it 1-1. I think what we are going to do is we're going to bring Norris off for Archibald because Norris hasn't really been very effective. In fact, scratch that. We're going to bring Ford off. We're going to put Ford into centre mid. And Dean Smith can come off for Peter Hands on the right-hand side and see if he can create something a bit more down that right-hand side than Ford was offering. Ikpeazu with the powerful run there. Cross the ball, and Wilson in the right place at the right time. We did try and bring in another striker. However, they rejected the contract, and overall, I think with Cully, who is, again, Cully's got a bit of a knock. Oh, what a strike. Back onto attacking, boys. Let's fire them up. Yes, Scully's got a bit of a knock as well. So we are currently down a striker. I think once he's back, we've got a very good set of strikers in Ikpeazu. Keeper should be saving that for me. Ikpeazu, Wilson, and Scully. I think we've got a lot of good players in there, and at this stage now, we're going to send Archibald on, I think. Or are we? Yeah, we are. And let's demand more as well. This is not the ideal start to the new season that we would have liked. I mean, the goals they've scored have not been great chances, really, but it looks like it's going to get them over the line unless we can create something from a Sutton throw-in. Ball goes in towards Wilson, but it's headed away. Ford collects it. Lindo sends it back to Sutton and in towards Wilson again, but this time it's cleared much better by Newport. And Harker now able to have a run at Koska. And it's played through for Samuels. Mayer with another long-range strike. He is looking very dangerous from those. And it is going to be full-time. A 2-1 loss. Very disappointing start to the season. So we're going to tell them there's a lot of work to be done. We can't start the season like that against... Maybe it was the weird formation they play and the 4-4-2 just wasn't good against it. And maybe that's something that I need to improve. Maybe I need to... Okay, we've had a couple of people come in for Angol. We'll probably let him go. And also for Crorsdale. We are bringing in a new winger as well. So, disappointing start to the season. Out of interest, season preview says we should be finishing second, Newport 7th. So, yeah, really we should be beating them. But hopefully we can bounce straight back in the next game. We've also drawn Mansfield in the Cup, as well as Manchester United under 23, Sunderland and Scunthorpe in the northern section of the EFL Trophy. So we're back with the Harrogate Town game in just a moment. Okay, so we're back for the second game of today, and we're going with a lineup of Ruddy, Sutton, Hockenhull, Soska, Ruffin, an unchanged back five, Hans, Smith, Ford, and Norris as the middle four. So Hans going on to the right wing, and Ford going back into central midfield, and then Ikpeazu and Wilson starting up front together again. So hopefully today we can get our season up and running after a disappointing opening day. Harrogate Town, they were in the playoffs last year, I believe, or did they end up falling just out of it? I think they fell just out of it. Yeah, it was Bradford that were in the playoffs. But we know they are one of the teams that will be challenging for the playoffs this year, as we exchange the ball between our centre backs. Ikpeazu picks the ball up forward, looking for Norris in behind. And what a finish, putting us 1-0 up very early on, just 2 minutes into the game. Fantastic start. And Ford putting a statement out there that he wants that central midfield position. Putting the ball straight through to Norris to give him a good finish. A very good start for us there, as Harrogate now tried to fight back instantly and very nearly do for Okoro, heading it just wide of the post. And we are going to encourage them. Yeah, we've got an early lead. Let's keep it going. And this, obviously very early on in the season, but you want to start strong. That was the problem Lincoln had last year, of course. A poor start before we came in cost them definitely a playoff spot, maybe more, as Okoro heading wide again, but Dobra are going to try another one, and Garrity heads wide at the other side this time. We need to be careful giving them corners like that when they're very clearly looking quite dangerous from them. Let's have our match stats here. They've had 5 corners. We've had 9 apparently. Oh no, they've had 9. We've had 5. That's a lot of corners. Let's tell them guard against complacency. And there's a lot more to come from the midfield following their decent start. And let's goal kick heading out, and we're going to fire them up. As the ball goes over the top, Okoro catches it very nicely, and it's gone in. And that feels like it's been coming because we've given Okoro in particular a lot of space, and Miller just lump it forward. I mean, Ruffin is so deep inside. What is he doing that for? Let's stick with that, but we're going to go slightly less direct and whip our crosses in. Turn off pass into space, I think. Because at the moment, they don't seem to be allowing the space. We've got a free kick forward, whipping it in towards Ikpeazu, who heads it just over the bar. And we're going to bring Sutton off because of he appears to have picked up a bit of a knock. So we're going to send Dwyer on in his place at right back. Not his preferred position, but nevertheless, Ruddy kicking it up, and there's no challenge there. Hobson easily able to bring it down, and Okoro now going to try and drive in from the right-hand side. And we've just allowed him to, and he sends his shot wide, which is very good for us, really, because we gave him so much space. We're going to look to make another change here. And I'm thinking Dean Smith can come off for Lindo in central midfield. And let's demand more, and let's go positive. Ruffin going to launch for sort of Ford, then tries to cross it in. Ruffin sends it in towards Ikpeazu, who heads over the bar. And it's another chance we're creating, but we need to take those chances. Ruddy going to lump the ball forward. Wilson's actually going to No, he's not. No, he's not going to bother challenging for it. And now Garrity playing Okoro, who sends Miller down that left-hand side. And the defenders done nothing about it. And Max Dean has come on and scored. And that was really down to Dwyer there, I would say, with the just letting Miller get past him here. He does nothing to stop him. And then you've also got a missed header in the middle. Ruffin again, not tracking his man at that far post. I don't think there's anything we can really do to try and change this game. Except maybe that, but it seems silly to take Wilson off the pitch, but it's about all I can do at the moment. And this is a horrendous start to the new season, considering the form we were in at the end of last season. As Stevenson tries to get forward, it's sent forward by ourselves. Wilson now in space on the left-hand side. He sends a cross in. Ikpeazu just doesn't get to the header, and now Norris gives the ball away very cheaply. We're going to demand more. This is just not what you wanted. Ruffin throwing the ball in. Norris heads on. Soska, how on earth have you done that? Oh, that's pathetic. We whip another ball in. It's headed away. Hans going to try and send it in again. Hockenhull looked like he just badly controlled it, and now Dean breaking down their right-hand side. Defenders missed the tackle again, and Ruffin luckily gets a block on the cross this time, but then clears it to no one. And out of nowhere a bit today, we look absolutely out of sorts. Please ignore the cut and the phone call that came through then. Lindo, Miller's in again. It's been disallowed, but this is pathetic. For a team that are predicted to finish second in the league, we look absolutely pathetic at the moment. Dwyer's going to launch a throw in into the box. Townsend easily comes and claims it. We're not even challenging him for it. And now Harrogate going to launch the ball up. Hockenhull brings it down. Ruffin. I think we need to change something, because this has been so poor today. As now Okoro makes it 3, and this has been absolutely pathetic. Something big needs to change after a result like that. We're throwing the water bottle, and I'm frustrated by how different we were so good at the end of last season, and all of a sudden we're getting dominated by Harrogate Town, who, for the record, last year drew 0-0 with them. Okay, but now we're losing 3-1. And the other one was Newport when I was in charge. Okay. Maybe I'm overreacting a bit then based on that. But I'm still not happy with it. I'm going to be having a look at the tactics, see if we can make some changes to this wing play, because I don't think it's working very well. We're back in the next episode with... Maybe we'll come back for the second round of the EFL Cup if we're still in that. That I imagine will be somewhere in this area. So maybe we'll come back for we'll try and come back for the second round if we're still in it. If not, maybe Plymouth and Scunthorpe. No, Scunthorpe and Wrexham, if not. If you have enjoyed that, then first of all, you're a monster. Second of all, please do leave a like and comment. Let me know. Please let me know it's just a blip. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.